Hi everyone. So welcome to this session on NPAT. The major thing that we are going to emphasize or focus is on the cutoff, not the exact mark that you should be scoring, but the merit ranks in which on which you will be able to clear or get into the various courses at NMIMS Mumbai campus. This is going to be the major highlight of this session. I'll also give you the ballpark figure, which is good number that you need to be aiming at to get into the various program. Before we start with the courses and everything, I am sure everyone knows who is attending the session that the NPAT is for 120 mark, is just as 100 minutes, which means it's like a T20 game. You need to attempt every question very quickly. So it's out of 120. Out of 120, if you are scoring 68 to 70 plus, then you can say that NMIMS Mumbai BBA program, you almost have 99.9% chance to convert. Okay, why did I say 99.9%? Because you never know this time, it may not be sufficient. Over last 15 years of teaching experience, this is what I can say, this is sufficient to get into NMIMS BBA campus. Okay, if you are scoring 75 plus, then BSc Finance and BSc Economics should be good enough to get into with a 75 plus mark for a Mumbai campus. Now you can ask me, sir, where did you get this information from? Neither the NMIMS provides nor it is available on Google. It's not available anywhere. This is a correlative number, you can say that, a ballpark figure that we give it to our students every year. From my experience of last 15 years of teaching the students for the UG entrance test, I do research on the students who get into NMIMS, BBA, BSc Finance, BSc Economics, BCom Honors and various other programs, and I see their data, how much they have scored in the last 4 to 5 marks that they have, that they had attempted before writing the actual NPAT. Based on that, this is the rough estimate, and every year I have been giving this number, and the students who are touching this number, they generally, they make through NMIMS Mumbai campus. Sometimes it happens that the cutoff might go down by 1 mark, but it is always better to assume 70 plus is good for BBA and 75 plus is good for BSc Finance and BSc Economics. It's better to assume 1 or 2 marks more rather than assuming it to be on the lower side. Okay, moving on. So we have total of 800 seats in Mumbai for BBA. We have 300 for BCom. BSc Finance, we have 300. BBA FinTech, which is a program which started a couple of years back, has 60 seats. BSc Economics, there are 180. Liberal Studies, again, we have 120. Branding and Advertisement, 240. International Business, 240. And Marketing Management, BBA in Marketing Management has 420 seats. These are the seats available in Mumbai campus. Now, this data is something which is interesting. So last year, that is in exam year 2024, a student with a rank of 2364 was able to get into BSc Finance program. This was the last recorded student with us. Similarly, for BSc FinTech, it was 5006 rank. For BSc Eco, it was 1178th rank, 70 rank. For Branding and Advertisement, it was 1799 rank. For International Business, it was 2778. For BBA, regular BBA program, it was 3411 rank. BCom was 4386 and Liberal Studies was 251. Does that mean that the Liberal Studies cutoff goes, it's very high? Or does it mean that BBA IB, the cutoff merit rank is 2700 something, and for regular BBA it is 3400, so this course is more in demand? No, absolutely not. That is what this session is all about, to make you understand some information about applying to NMIMS and understanding how does a merit rank work. Okay, so before that, let's see what all NMIMS have. So basically, if I talk about School of Commerce with NMIMS, so they have 4 programs: BBA, they have BCom, they have BSc Finance, we have BBA FinTech. And School of Economics have a program, there is only one program, which is BSc Economics. Then we move to School of Liberal Study. It has BA Liberal Studies. Then we have School of Branding and Advertisement, which offers you BBA in Branding and Advertisement. Then we have School of International Studies. It has BBA in International Studies. And we have School of Management, which offers you BBA in Marketing Management. Now, every school gives their own merit rank. They come out with their own merit rank. A very high possibility that a student who is ranked 251 in liberal study, School of Liberal Study, probably that student would rank 4000 in School of Commerce. Why so? Because not every student will apply to School of Liberal Study. Very high chances that 40,000 apply to School of Commerce, only 10,000 apply to School of Economics, and only 5,000 apply to School of Liberal Studies. So not every student who is scoring very high marks applying to all the schools, and hence the data set is very is different, or the data set for all these colleges, all these schools will be lesser as compared to BBA school, School of Commerce and School of Economics, because these are the oldest one, and generally student who apply to NMIMS, I would want to say that 99% of the student will apply to BBA, and he or she will apply to some other program also, some other school as well. Okay, let's look at another interesting thing. Student have to choose the order of combination of course campus within the school. Very important, it's very important to select the precise order. For example, if I go back again, let's say you fill first preference as, let's say you have filled first preference as you applied to BSc Finance, and second preference is BBA. This is the only program. Then the third preference you apply to, let's say BSc Economics. Okay, these are the three programs that you have applied to. Now these two programs, they fall under same school, that is School of Commerce, correct? You get an admission select for finance. Okay, this was your first preference. Finance was your first preference. BBA was your second preference. You got into finance. Then you will not get BBA. You will not get the admission. You will not be selected for the BBA program because your first preference was finance and you got finance. So obviously you will not be eligible to get into BBA. But obviously there's a possibility that you will get selected for economics because economics falls under different school. I hope this is very clear to everyone. Yes. So it is very important that you need to select the right course school combination as your priority. Now why am I telling the right course and school combination? Because there is a possibility that, let's say your first preference is BBA Mumbai campus and your second preference is, let's say, BBA Navi Mumbai campus, and your third preference is, let's say, BCom in Mumbai campus. Let's assume that. Okay, you were not able to perform very good and hence you got a reject from here, you got a select from here. If you got a select from BBA Navi Mumbai campus, then you will automatically not get a, even if you are eligible to get a BCom in Mumbai campus, you will not get the admission there because BBA and BCom fall under a School of Commerce. So even though that was Navi Mumbai, this program will have a higher preference as compared to this program because your preference list said that your first preference is BBA Navi Mumbai over BCom Mumbai campus, and hence while filling up the form you need to be very clear about what do you want to apply, what are your priority, what is your preference list. You cannot change the list later. It clearly says that you will not be able to change the list once you have submitted the form. So you need to ensure that you select the right option. Maybe discuss with your mentor before you want to opt, before you want to select the preference list, and then don't hesitate to visit the mentor and talk to them, take their guidance, and only then you submit the form. Don't submit the form before that. Now let's look at once result, you can say that. So there is a student here. So applied to School of Commerce, BSc Finance was the first preference. Then BBA was the second preference, and then applied to BSc Economics, School of Economics, and all three in Mumbai campus. Okay. In the first list, the merit rank was 2405. The student was waitlisted. Though converted BBA, so BBA got a select. Now, if you look at the rank in economics, the same student for the School of Commerce, the rank is 2405. But for the School of Economics, the rank is only 985, which means 2405 minus 985. This many number of students did not apply to School of Economics. Correct? This many number of students did not apply to School of Economics. He also got a select from School of Economics. Now a student can decide whether he wants to take admission here or he wants to take admission here. Let's say if a student takes the admission for a BBA program and this was the first merit round. Let's say in the second or the third merit round, the BSc Finance program, he is able to convert, he or she is able to get into BSc Finance, then automatically the student will get transfer from BBA Mumbai campus to BSc Finance campus. Student will not have to reapply to and go through the entire process again. It automatically upgrade because it's the same school. So just keep in mind that you need to fill the priority order, course campus order in the order in which you want to take the admission for the same school. I mean, if you keep economics first, let's say the student would have kept economics first, still student would have got selected in economics and BBA because they are different schools, so it does not actually matter. I hope this information is very clear to everyone and you will not make any mistake while filling up the form. Now, before we end the session, a few important detail about the placement season. The 2024 placement report was not yet out. If you look at the average CTC of finance and BCom honors and BBA, more or less they are at around somewhere around 6.5. Okay, somewhere around that. Average for finance was higher. Probably the batch size is lesser, so and hence the average slightly goes. Here the batch size is for BBA there are 800 students and hence the average is slightly lesser, you can say, as compared to BSc Finance. But if you look at the highest placement that the BBA student bags is 16.5 lakhs per annum. Similarly, the same figure if you look at 2022, again in 2022 here, the same figure was around 5.54 for BBA and 7.35 for BSc Finance. If you look at the highest placement for all the three program was same. For BSc Finance, BCom honors and BBA, the highest placement was same. However, the average of BSc Finance and BCom honors were more or less same. So for School of Commerce, the placement figure are more or less same here and there of 5 or 10%. That is, I mean, that's in no one's hand, I would say that, right? I mean, you can't do much about that. So that's it from my end today, and I hope this was an informative session and you enjoyed it. For any other information that you would want to make a video on, please come, send that, in the comment section, and I will personally make the video on that. See you soon. Till then, thank you and all the best.